Hello my loves, welcome to my channel Sun Love Stars. Welcome to today's pick a card reading. Today's gonna be a future spouse reading, and we're basically going to look at why you will fall in love with them, or what is it about them that makes you fall in love, that makes you feel like they are the one. The next episode that I'm gonna post is probably going to be how you will notice that they are the one, but this is more so about the energy of like, what makes you feel like this is the perfect person to build my life with? This is the perfect person to move in with, to have children with. Like, what will you see in them, that special something that we also talked about in the other pick a card reading where it was all about you? But what is that special something about your future spouse that just makes you fall in love, that makes you feel like you can put your walls down, that makes you feel like this time I want to surrender to love, because this person, the way, the energy, the vibe that they give off is my kind of vibe, if you know what I mean, okay? I'm also going to extend this reading on Patreon. Now there's going to be a little twist to it today, because I can already tell by the cards, for every pile there is a different story, so we might extend this reading based upon the energy in your reading. So I will let you know by the end of the reading what the extended will be about on Patreon. Just to let you know, there's going to be an extended version of this pick a card reading also, guys. The reason why I'm so incredibly excited today is because I created my own future spouse, or like, you know, love oracle. I am so incredibly excited, like you guys cannot, I mean, you probably can tell by my smile, but I was looking for, you know, cards or oracle cards that I could use for future spouse readings, because that's really just my niche. This is where my heart is, you know, doing future spouse reading. Not well, how do they feel about you, and then you wonder about how somebody feels about you for the next 4 years and it keeps you stuck. No, I want to talk about the real deal, which is your future spouse, the person that is going to put a ring on your finger, your life partner, okay? Not just a soulmate, but a life partner, basically. So I was looking for cards, but I couldn't find any. And then I was like, I probably should create some on my own, or like I should probably create a deck on my own. Let me see if I can show you one card here. Okay, let's take that one. Okay. Guys, and I'm using them today. Oh my god. And I think these are like 40 cards, but I think I'm going to extend this card, or I'm going to extend this deck to like 80 cards, because the normal tarot has 78 cards and these are like 40 now, but I want to extend this deck, so I'm probably going to create a lot more, because again, I feel like I couldn't find any that were vibing with me, so I created some on my own and I'm gonna reveal to them. They're also like very realistic, right? Because this is like a realistic pair, so you can kind of like absorb the energy in the image, okay? Yeah, so that's what we're doing today. So without further ado, you can choose between 3 images. If you feel like you're super duper indecisive, I would highly recommend for you to choose a number generator. If you feel like, I don't know what the, you know, like I just want to go with the flow, or I'm gonna ask my spirit guides to talk to me through the number generator, you can definitely do that, or just go with your gut feeling, okay? So without further ado, we're going to look at why you will fall in love with your future spouse, why you feel like they're the one for you when you look at them, okay? I'm super excited. I'm going to see in your reading, guys. beautiful pile number 1. So you chose this beautiful image here. Let's tap into the energy of your future spouse. What makes you look at them and you're like, God damn it, I'm in love with you. Like crazy. I don't want to admit it, but I am. Kind of type of vibe, okay? So I'm going to show you the cards today. If you haven't watched my intro, I created my own future spouse or my own love oracle deck, and I'm super excited to use it like crazy. So I'm going to show you the cards today. That's basically a premiere because it's the first time that I created cards on my own. But let's see what the cards have for you. Why will you fall in love with them? We have here, maybe we are both crazy. It's you because no one else makes sense. You know, it's like a little poetry thingy-majigger. I don't know if you guys can see it here. Okay. We also have here full circle moment, clarity. Okay. As well as artsy couple. Okay. Let me tap into the energy and then we're going to talk about it, okay? I'm going to show you the rest of the cards as well in a second. Pile number 1. I feel like when you meet your future spouse, you will understand a lot of things where you had a huge question mark. For example, why am I the way I am? Or for a lot of you guys, you might also question if there's really somebody out there for you because you are very, very quirky. I'm also picking up the energy that a lot of you guys, you have like a, how can I say that? I'm hearing it's so hard to find somebody that is similar to me, or there's an energy that I pick up here with you guys that maybe you felt a little bit alienated because you are so quirky or because you have very weird interests, or and maybe even the energy of like feeling like people cannot handle or understand you because you are so weird or quirky, or because you are looking for something very, very specific in a person, in a partner, almost to the point where you feel like, I don't know if that exists. That's what I'm picking up here, okay? The energy that I pick up here with you guys is something about, because the poet says, or the poem, the poem says it's you because no one else makes sense. So with that energy I pick up here, when you meet your future spouse, there's gonna be a strong full circle moment where you feel like that you guys met feels fated, because there's no way in heaven, I'm not saying hell, there's no way in heaven how your circumstances fit together perfectly, if that makes sense, okay? If I'm going to give an example, for example, you have been thinking about relocating, which makes it a little bit hard to find a partner, right? You know that you're not going to stay in the country that you are at right now, but you're also going to move. And then there's the energy of like, will I meet somebody here in the country that I live, or will I meet somebody over there? Or there's an energy of like, I am an artist and I'm really looking for somebody who's not a pretentious artist, but a real artist, meaning they don't do it for fame, they do it because they're really just, you know, a poet or like an artist in their heart. Does that make sense? So there's almost this energy of like, you feel like you're looking for something particular, almost to the point where you're not quite sure if that which you wish in a life partner exists, or let's say the way your life is very complicated, or the way your life is structured is maybe like very chaotic, like, or for example, you are somebody who's like very, very busy, you work a lot, and then you would feel like nobody would accept my busy schedule, you know, nobody would accept my busy schedule because I don't have time for them. So then you would have to meet somebody who understands your hustle and bustle. Does that make sense? So that the relationship can work. So the energy that I pick up here with you guys, the reason why you're going to fall in love with your future spouse is because you feel like finally there's somebody who understands your crazy life, somebody some finally there's somebody who understands your crazy life, your crazy lifestyle, maybe even your crazy art. There's finally somebody who understands your crazy vision, or your quirkiness, or understands that you believe in aliens, that you believe in UFOs, like, because some people would call you crazy and say like, nah, pile number one is crazy, like I don't understand what she's talking about. And then there's the people where you really say what you think and it might sound crazy, but they get it, okay? So the energy that I pick up here with you, pile number one, is the reason you're going to fall in love with your future spouse is because it feels like it only makes sense that we both met, because the way my life is somehow fits perfectly with the way the other person lives. Let's say, again, for example, you want to relocate and then you meet somebody who also wants to relocate and they want to relocate to the same country. Does that make sense? But relocation or uprooting and going to a completely different country is not something that everybody does. You don't find somebody who's open to relocate in every corner, right? And then it says, maybe we're both crazy. So you're going to feel like this person is just as crazy as you, or this person is just as complicated as you, for example, or this person has those crazy wild ideas about life, or sees life just, I'm hearing they're going to see life through the same lenses as you. So pile number one, what I'm picking up here is with this card, I know it looks a little bit scary, but I'm going to show that to you. And you can see that these people are walking a particular path. Do you see that here? So I'm picking up the energy. When you meet your future spouse, you will feel like this person is walking the same path as you in life. There's something about, again, that you feel like you're too quirky or too weird for, like normal dating, or what really is going on in your mind sounds crazy and bonkers. Or maybe you are an artist, but it's hard to find, artist friends, or to find even an artist in, your partner, I'm picking up what you're going to fall in love with your future spouse is the fact that they're going to make you feel like they understand your crazy side. I'm hearing finally somebody understands my crazy ass, or understands my weird way of living, understands my veganism, for example, understands my art. You know what I'm picking? Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, listen. I'm gonna give an example. Just imagine you are an artist, okay? Put your shoes in an artist. Maybe, I feel like a lot of you guys, you probably really are into art. May that be photography, may that be poems, may that be any type of painting, sculptures, creating music, okay? Just imagine. I don't know why I'm getting that. That's beautiful. I'm being brought to like a movie scene. I don't even know if there is a movie that exists like that. If you guys know a movie that exists, the scene that I'm about to describe, let me know down in the comments. But what I'm picking up here is, like a lady, she's an artist, okay? And she paints a picture. She paints a picture, and she had something specific in her mind when she, like abstract art. And then that lady, has a date. She has a date with a guy, or a date with another lady. Doesn't matter, whatever you like, okay? Or man, just, form or just change the scene in your mind, okay? So she's inviting that guy, she's inviting that woman to her home. And that woman, that man is looking at the painting. And then you're asking them, what do you see in that painting? And then this person says something very stupid, very obvious, and you, in that moment, no, this person's not the one for me. Do you know what I mean? Because this person says like something stupid, like, I don't know, like I only see red dots, although those red dots are very important in what the picture actually means, or the story that you wanted to tell with that painting, or even with that poem. So you're like, nah, this is not the person for me. They don't understand my art. They don't understand my way of living. Maybe even if you have dated before, maybe you've encountered a lot of people that were questioning. You're like questioning, why do you want to do art? Why do you want to become an artist? Or they've been questioning, you know, like, why do you go by bike? You could, you know, get a car. Not understanding why you do, because I'm picking up the energy that everything you do has a deeper meaning. You don't do things for no reason. There's always a backstory to everything that you do. And then your future spouse comes, okay? You guys have a date, okay? And then you invite them to your home, and then there's your painting. And without even asking, because you're like, in your mind, you're like, oh, I'm not gonna ask him, you know, about the painting, you know, because I don't want to embarrass myself, or I don't want to get humiliated, people just calling my painting just 3 dots on a canvas. And then your future spouse walks to that canvas, and he's mesmerized by it. And he looks at it, and he says, you know what I'm seeing here? And then he's speaking. And then you look at him and you're telling yourself, you're the first person to understand what I wanted to say with that painting. Why do I feel like crying? Excuse me? And in that moment, you know that they're the one for you, because nobody ever understood you the way they do. You know, even without you saying, that's why I go by bike. They would say, oh, you know, you care about the environment, or you like, you know, fresh air. It's really good for the mental health. That's what it feels like in a conversation when you talk to your future spouse. In a conversation when you talk to your future spouse, you will just feel like they really get me. They really understand me. And this understanding is not just, oh, you know, I like the color light blue. No, they understand that the color light blue calms you down because it reminds you of the ocean. Did you tell them about it? No. Their mind just functions as your mind. That's what I'm picking up here. In that moment, when they listen to your poem, when they look at your art, for example, okay, when they listen to why you make certain decisions in life, without you don't have to over-explain yourself, they just get you. In that moment, you look at them and you're like, nobody ever understood me the way you do. I always had to explain myself for my decisions, for my art, for my way of living. I don't want to cry, and here you are. And there's not a single word that I have to say for you to understand how my mind works. Does that make sense? Why do I feel like crying? Okay. The card here with the full circle moment. If I look at this card, you know what I'm picking up here? I'm picking up the energy of maybe at some point in your life you felt like you're too weird, or the way you live is too, I don't know, outlandish, or something about like maybe you felt a little bit like an outcast in society, or even if you are well established in society, you still felt like there's a hidden side to you that doesn't really belong in a certain place with a certain lifestyle. And I'm picking up here the full circle moment with your future spouse is going to happen, okay? There's a full circle moment taking place where you understood, I'm hearing, I didn't have to change. I just had to wait for you. This energy of like, I never had to change, you know, in order to be liked by somebody, or in order to come across normal, or to come across, how can I say that, acceptable. I just had to wait for you. That's all it was, okay? I think I'm gonna dive into the full circle moment in the extended a little bit further, because I feel like I should. And then we have the artsy couple here. Okay, pile number 1, what this tells me, I'm picking up the energy you're going to fall in love with your future spouse because they have just as much passion for art, poem, fashion, okay, whatever you're into, like fashion, photography, paintings, art, sculpture, designer fashion, maybe like whatever the heck it is, vintage, anything vintage, you know, vintage clothing, vintage furniture. They may be like the same artist as you, the same music as you, okay? There's something about you're going to fall in love with your future spouse because you can share the same interest is what I'm hearing. Okay, finally you have somebody to go to those weird galleries that you always wanted to go to. Finally, there's somebody who understands your weird fashion style, who understands your passion for fashion. Okay, there's an energy. What I'm picking up here is your future spouse. How can I even describe that? Yeah, your spirit guides are here. I'm picking up the energy. You're going to fall in love with your future spouse because they're going to do all the stuff that you couldn't do with other people, whatever comes to your mind right now, or an interest that you have or a passion that you have that you felt like you couldn't necessarily share with other people because they were not as enthusiastic about it as you are. Okay, there's a strong energy of you guys are going to go to a lot of, like, you know, I don't know, fashion shows, create fashion together, create music together, go to concerts, okay, live bands, whatever you're really interested in. Okay, but specifically when it comes to art and creativity. Okay, I'm hearing they're gonna have a weird fashion sense just as you, or they're gonna be into really weird things just like you. Okay, they might also be into books. It almost feels like finally you have somebody that keeps you company while you enjoy what you enjoy, but you have not found the right body to enjoy those things with. Does that make sense? That's what I'm picking up here. Now, if I look at the Two of Cups, I'm picking up the energy here. You're going to fall in love with your future spouse because they give you a feeling of, I want to do this with you. Okay, with the Two of Cups, I'm picking up the energy here. First of all, you're going to feel like they're just a mirror to you. Okay, again, I keep hearing, I never had to change, or I never had to wear a mask. You know, wow, okay, listen, I'm hearing I wore a mask in past relationships or while dating because these people, I was, how can I say that? I was adjusting or adapting to the person in front of me. And for the first time, you don't have to adapt. It just happens very naturally that you don't wear a mask, that you say what you think, and this person just gets you, okay? They have the same humor. For example, let's say you have a very dark humor, or you find, like, what you find funny, other people don't find funny. Your future spouse is gonna find the same jokes just as funny as you, or they're gonna be just as, you know, happy about a gallery opening, or they're just gonna be just as happy creating like a, you know, fashion or creating poems and stuff like that, just like you, is what I'm picking up here. Okay, it's you because no one else makes sense. The energy of, oh, another thing that I'm picking up here is you're going to fall in love with your future spouse because they're very original. I feel like maybe you found yourself feeling very bored with partners before or while dating, or you felt like, yeah, this person looks beautiful, but they're really like unoriginal, or they have a really unoriginal life. Or I'm hearing when you were talking to people or when you were dating before or in a relationship before, maybe you felt like this person's very predictable. They probably are on Instagram, they probably like cars, they probably like shoes, and it kind of bored you. I'm picking up the energy of like you were bored before in other connections, and then you felt like, maybe I just have to become a boring person in order to find somebody, or is there really somebody out there who is original? And when I say that, I know it sounds a little bit like I don't want to I don't want to offend anybody, but it feels like, you know, if I look at those people, okay, listen to me. I'm going to give an example, okay? Take it with a grain of salt. This is just an example. But let's say there is 3 men, okay? You're looking for a man or a woman, whatever, whoever. So there's 3 men in the bus, okay? And, okay, let's even say 4 men, okay? There's 4 men in one row. And then 3 of those men, they have a phone in their hand looking at thirsty pictures on Instagram. And then there's your future spouse holding a book. Then there's your future spouse writing a poem, reading a poem. Then there's your future spouse thinking about a next song that they want to create. Do you know what I mean? It almost feels like, your future spouse is not trapped into this very weird bubble that some people live in on planet Earth, if you know what I mean. Kind of like this energy of like getting sucked into social media. There's nothing wrong with social media, but what I'm trying to say is those three men, they all do the same, but your future spouse does something completely different. It makes them original, it makes them interesting. Does that make sense? Like they could have a normal boring job, but instead of lusting after cars or wanting to buy a car, there's somebody who rides a bike through the city, and it's like, oh, I didn't, you know, like I never met somebody who does those weird things. And then you feel like, wow, they're so interesting because I'm not bored in the conversation. The conversation is not predictable, you know. So this is what I'm picking up here. Your future spouse is the odd one in the crowd, and this is the reason why you're going to fall in love with them. Like, you want to know what book they're reading. Like these three men, they're on their phone, okay, looking on Instagram, looking for the next chick, the next girl and stuff like that, the next guy. And then there is your future spouse, and you know, he's reading about crystals, or he's thinking about like to create his own fashion brand, or he's thinking about making music or writing a song. Do you know what I mean? That's the type of energy that I pick up here. And then you're going to feel like finally there's somebody who has not been I'm hearing like polluted, or who has not been sucked into that bubble, okay? Where all people do the same thing and all people have the same goal. Your future spouse has different goals. It feels like, you know, like some people, they have like a specific goal, this, and this, and this, and it's so predictable because it's everybody's goal. But then your future spouse comes and they have very weird goals, like, I want to swim with dolphins. And you're like, okay, so that's your dream? Yeah, that's my dream. They're not dreaming of cars. I mean, they could, but that's not the main priority. Or, you know, I want to say something with my fashion. I don't just want it to be fashion, but maybe I want to have like a slogan on the back of my t-shirt that says, don't believe in anxiety. And then you're like, okay, so you really want to, you know, you have a different goal, you have it, there's something different about you, a different goal, a different vision, a different way of living. Like, this is not just about a house, a car. I mean, that could all be great things, okay, but their way of living is like, you know what, I want to live in 8 countries, you know, before I settle. And you're like, oh, okay, I've never heard that anybody say before, okay? Just as weird as you are, they're gonna be as weird as you, the most beautiful way possible, okay? There's an energy of like, you're just as crazy as me. Okay, I'm hearing you're gonna feel like this person is your best friend, but it's more so the energy of, I no longer feel crazy because there's somebody who's crazier than me, or I'm finally with a crazy person that makes me feel normal. Oh my God, look at that. Okay, we also have here the card 9 of Wands. I'm picking up the energy. You're going to fall in love with your future spouse because you feel like they really care for you. Do you see that here? It looks like the same card. You're going to fall in love with your future spouse because I'm picking up the energy that they're really going to fight for you. There's something about, they're very, very caring. With the Queen of Pentacles, they are extremely caring, pile number 1. Meaning, they really care about if you ate already, they care about your happiness. There's something about, how can I explain that energy? I feel like you're going to fall in love with this person because they, I don't know, they give you like a random kiss when they see you sad, or like when they see sadness in your eyes, you know, like, because I'm being brought to somebody. Okay, listen, I'm being brought to somebody, like you're sad and somebody's asking you, and that's the wrong guy, okay? So you're sad, and then the wrong guy or the wrong girl is asking you, hey, are you okay? And you're like, yeah, I'm okay. And then they're like, okay, fine, let's go. And then your future spouse, are you okay? Yes, I am. Then they're gonna come to you, look into your eyes, and then they're gonna be like, are you okay? Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like they make the effort to show you that they really care about you. Even if you don't speak, you don't have to speak. They will see that you feel a type of way, okay? There's something about with the Queen of Pentacles, they really are going to want to, I'm hearing they want to make you feel secure in this relationship. This is not the type of relationship connection where you have to second guess if this person wants to be with you. They want to make you feel secure in that relationship, meaning they don't want you to question where this relationship is going. Okay, I'm seeing that they're going to take the lead. But with the Queen of Pentacles, they're the type of person to bring food to you, because like, let's say you said, I haven't eaten yet. They're gonna bring food to your home and you didn't ask for it, or they're gonna cook for you in the morning to make sure that you ate breakfast before you go to work. Okay, I'm hearing it's the little things that they're gonna do that is really going to make you fall in love. Because if you look at that card here, look at the way he looks at her. She's looking at the ocean, but he's looking at her, right? And it almost feels like, you know, he's about to kiss her while she's focused on something else. So I'm picking up the energy. You're going to notice a lot that your future spouse is the most affectionate, or there's something about giving you a random kiss on your cheek, or giving you a random kiss on your forehead, or especially when you are like, let's say you're just making coffee. And then they're gonna come to you and give you like a kiss, or give you like a hug or something along those lines. I'm hearing they're very, very affectionate with kissing, touching and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, they're very, very touchy. Okay, so you're really going to fall in love with this person again, because you feel like you finally feel like you belong somewhere, or you're normal, because this person's just as crazy as you. You feel like you don't have to wear a mask. You don't have to be acceptable. You can be weird, you can be crazy, you can be goofy, and they understand your goofiness, they understand your art, they understand your passion for fashion. Now that rhymed. Okay, I'm also picking up the energy here. Yeah, I'm picking up here whatever passion you have. I'm picking up the energy that your future spouse will take you to a lot of beautiful places. Like, I'm seeing a lot of dates that involve a certain passion that you have, or something that, yeah, your future spouse is the type of person you spoke about something, and then they're saving that in their mind, and then they're gonna make sure that the next date is, you know, you say you have like a favorite artist, and they're gonna look if there's a gallery that you can go to, or let's say you talked about a book, and then they, you know, read the, oh, that's interesting. So they would be the type of person, if you tell them like you really like a book, they would read the same book to understand where you're coming from. Yeah, like a book club. Okay, in case some of you guys are interested in reading books, there's an energy of they're gonna make you feel like they're really, really listening to you, because of the way that they are the next time you see them, and what they do, meaning they bring you here, they bring you there. Okay, because if I pick up that energy here, oh yeah, and you guys are also going to create something together. You find the perfect person to create a project together with, to start, let's say you guys want to go into the fashion industry. You both are going to, you know, attend an online class, okay, or you're into art and you want to, you know, do something out of it. You're going to create an exhibition together, okay, or something about like a book club, or whatever the heck it is. You're going to fall in love with your future spouse because you feel like you can finally like create something, or there's an energy of like creating a bigger project. They might even come up with an idea of a project in order for you to fulfill your passion for a certain interest of some sort, okay. But overall, I'm picking up the energy here. Yeah, it almost feels like with the Ten of Swords, because the Ten of Swords is usually... Let me get maybe one more card here to clarify the Ten of Swords. Okay, and then we're going to go to the extended here. I'm going to dive into the full circle moment, what it is about, because I strongly feel it that we need to talk about this, okay? There is something about... Spirit, what Spirit is saying with the full circle moment, it almost feels like when you look into the eyes of your future spouse, your life will make sense. Or the last encounter you had, or the last bad encounter you had with a date, or the last disaster date that you had, there's something about everything is going to make sense when you look into the eyes of your future spouse. I don't know what it is. We're going to dive into that on a Patreon. Okay, the link is down below in the description box. But there's something about now my life makes sense. Oh yeah, now my life makes sense, because my life didn't make sense because the puzzle piece of my future spouse was missing. It feels like a bigger picture, a destiny, right? But in order to understand the full circle moment or your destiny, somehow your future spouse is part of your destiny or part of why you felt lost. Because again, it's not about only feeling complete until you meet your future spouse or when you meet your future spouse. Try to find completion and happiness within you before you meet them. But there's going to be a moment where you understand why you felt lost, or why you had such a problem dating, or why it didn't work out in your last marriage, whatever the heck it is, okay? Let me see what the Ten of Swords is about here. I'm also hearing for some of you guys, they're going to help you quit your job, okay, to do something on your own. Oh yeah, for some of you guys it is. I'm hearing they're either gonna bring you to a new job, okay, they're gonna oh yeah, your future spouse might introduce you to your next job, or has something to do with your career transition is what I'm picking up here for some of you guys, okay? Yeah, it feels like with your future spouse, and when you meet them, you're going to fall in love with them. Oh, listen, pie number 1, you're going to fall in love with your future spouse because somehow they reflect to you the child within you that felt like it doesn't belong anywhere. At the same time, they also reflect your new life or the new version of you. It almost feels like, I don't know how to describe it. It feels like meeting your future spouse also means a new life. It means a new life because maybe if you meet your future spouse, you can make peace with a lot of things from your past. It feels like my old self is dying. It feels like as if your future spouse is hugging something within you, so then you can let it go and finally become the new version of yourself. I don't know how else to explain it. Yeah, it feels like your future spouse will be part of your old life dying and your new life being born here, or the new version of yourself is being born, okay? Something about they're going to be part, yeah, they're part of the plan when it comes to you becoming a new version of you. Your old life dies, your new life begins, and your future spouse is part of the new version of you. Okay, let me get one last card. Why is the Ten of Swords here, Spirit? Seven of Wands. Wow, that's interesting, isn't it? Okay, pie number 1, I'm hearing your future spouse, why you fall in love with them is you're going to fall in love with this person because they somehow bring an end to some type of delay. It feels like I've been waiting to become this new version of me. I've been waiting to create my new life. I've been waiting, you know, to become successful with my art and stuff like that. And somehow this person is involved in, again, your new life, your new beginning when it comes to you creating projects, your new beginning when it comes to becoming an established artist, establishing yourself in society, maybe in a different way than you used to. May that be through fashion, through your career, through the way that you're living in a different country, whatever the heck it is. But it feels like your future spouse is bringing you to a place where you are finally free to be the new version of yourself when before you felt restricted. Okay. We also have here the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. So what I'm picking up here, I'm picking up the energy that you're falling in love with your future spouse because, let me get one card here. Yeah. I'm telling you, there is something going on. I'm picking up the energy. You're going to fall in love with your future spouse, or what makes you fall in love with them is, I'm hearing how they guide you through a very confusing world is what I'm hearing. And somehow this person is guiding you to a golden opportunity, or is guiding you to a career transition, is guiding you to an idea that is going to blow up, is guiding you to wealth. They're guiding you to wealth. They're guiding you to financial stability here. Okay, because it looks like this card is walking right here. Do you see that? He's taking her hands and that's where they're moving. Okay. There's also something, I think you're going to be very happy about the proposal of some sort. Actually, one more thing that I want to say before I'm going to go to the extended. This card right now reminds me of Sex and the City, where Carrie met Aiden, right? And Aiden and Carrie were very, very different people. She was a city girl, he was more like a village guy, or he really loved like the farm, and she was really not into that. There's nothing wrong with loving the city life, and there's nothing wrong with loving the village life or loving to have a farm and stuff like that. Okay, because I'm picking up the energy you've been with somebody before where you felt like you have to compromise, or a person cannot be perfect, which is true, but your future spouse is gonna tick a lot of boxes where you felt like, I didn't know that I could find somebody like that. I don't know how else to describe it. Okay, now if I look at this card, it brings me to Carrie Bradshaw. So she was dating Aiden. They loved each other. There was a lot of lust and happiness and a lot of dates, but at some point she could feel how they're very, very different in the core, in their being. And then I remember the scene specifically where he was proposing to her, and the ring that he chose made her understand he is not the one for her, because the person that would be the one for her would have chosen a different ring. Does that make sense? It's basically what I talked about in the beginning with this art piece. It almost feels like, yeah, it feels like you're gonna feel like, that's why I didn't work with the other person. I was so in love with them, but now it all makes sense because my future spouse really understands me, and the other person, there was a lot of lust, a lot of sex, or a lot of attraction, or I had a huge crush, but we were so different. This is what I'm picking up, something about you were so different with, or there was, the compatibility was not really there, or was only there in the beginning. But then there's an energy of like, when they propose to you, they pick the exact ring that you would have picked in a store without you guys talking about it. They would be the type of person, when they buy you a t-shirt, it's the exact t-shirt that you would buy for yourself. That's how much they know you. That's what I'm picking up here. Okay, and again, for others of you with the High Priestess here, there's some type of mystery we're going to uncover here, but somehow they're guiding you to wealth. They're guiding you to a very secure job, career transition. They're guiding you to a place where you no longer have to worry about finances, where you guys are creating something together, or they're guiding you to your next job. I don't know what the heck this is. There's somehow your future spouse is going to guide you to a place that feels really, really abundant. May that be emotionally abundant, may that be financially abundant, but for a lot of you guys, it's financially abundant, okay? They're going to probably like connect you with somebody, link you up with somebody. Somehow they're guiding you to a place. I'm hearing they're guiding you away from something. I'm hearing your future spouse is going to guide you in the right direction. Something about they're going to guide you in the right direction, or your spirit guides are bringing your future spouse to you to guide you into the right direction is what I'm picking up here. Okay, whatever the heck that means to you. Your future spouse is going to guide you to your dreams manifesting, because they somehow play a big part in your destiny, or the way your journey to becoming rich, your journey to become, you know, a well-established artist, your journey to finally relocate to the country that you always wanted to live in or live at, your career transition. They're somehow involved in this. They're part of that, okay? Okay, my beautiful pile number one, we are going to uncover what the full circle moment is on Patreon now, okay? So if you're interested in that, I'm going to see you on Patreon, and if not, I'm going to see you in my next one. The next episode might be how you will know that they are the one. I'm not sure yet, but keep an eye out for that. I love you guys. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile number two. Your reading is gonna be very, very interesting. I'm super excited. When I was shuffling the cards, I was like, oh my god, I cannot wait to film pile number two. I'm gonna show you why. I think you're gonna freak out when I tell you what I see here, to be honest with you, okay? Okay, so you chose this image here. We're going to look at why you will fall in love with your future spouse. What makes you feel like, I finally found the one. Look at him, look at her. She's gorgeous, she's beautiful, and I am madly in love with them. Now, let me show you the cards. These are the cards that I created myself. It's a deck that I created myself for the future spouse readings. Okay, let me show you. Okay, I need to show you the cards. Okay, so we have fill your body with love and passion to attract your future spouse. It doesn't stop there. We have the card I am right behind you, and your future spouse is near you. Are you ready? So what Spirit is basically saying is you could meet your future spouse any minute from now, okay? You will meet your future spouse very, very soon. I have done readings before where I said, even in the last reading that was supposed to be about you, if you chose the pile, where I said that you're probably going to be in a relationship very, very soon, where I talked something about your future spouse is very, very close to you. This is your pile, okay? Pile number 2, the cards are saying your future spouse is very near you. Look at the cards. It says, fill your body with love and passion to attract your future spouse. Then the card says, I am right behind you. And then it says, your future spouse is near you. Are you ready? Look at the card. Look at those cards. Your future spouse is so close. You're so close to meeting them. Either you already met somebody who is indeed your future spouse. Take that with a grain of salt, okay? Because I don't want you to think that a toxic person is your future spouse. Your future spouse is very close, pile number 2. It says, are you ready? So what Spirit is saying before we start the reading, because you get an extra message basically, okay? Because when I was shuffling your cards, I heard a change of plans, okay? There's something about you might meet your future spouse faster than you think. They're very, very close to you. They're probably in your city, in your area, where you work at, wherever the heck you are. Most of the time, this person is very, very close to your vicinity. Your future spouse is already around you, because when I created the cards, there's also another card that says your future spouse is, you're going to meet your future spouse in the next couple of months or weeks. But this card, these cards, the way that they came out, says you can meet this person any minute from now. Like it could happen this month, it could happen next month, okay? It could happen in 3 days, it could happen in 2 weeks. Your future spouse is very, very close, and Spirit wants to let you know, get ready for them, okay? Whatever the heck that means to you. If you always envisioned in your mind that you wear like a really cool lipstick, and by the way, I actually need some lip scrub. Like my lips are a little bit dry. What Spirit is saying here is get ready. So if you in your mind had this vision of like, oh, I'm gonna wear this really nice perfume, you know, when he gives me a hug, or I'm really gonna have this really nice this really nice cologne when she's going to, you know, embrace me and hug me. Get the perfume now, in case it is in your budget. Get the lipstick that you have been thinking about. Get that dress, whatever the heck it is, okay? Spirit wants you to be ready, okay? Your future spouse is around the corner. I'm being brought to a scene in Sex and the City where Carrie was bumping into her ex and she looked like shit. Okay, so there's an energy of be sure that you look top-notch, that you feel sexy, that you feel confident. Buy that lingerie, buy that perfume, buy that red lipstick that you have been thinking about in your mind. Whatever you feel like, I want to do that before I meet my future spouse. I want to get new shoes. Whatever the heck it is, I want to have a little bit more confidence, so I'm going to purchase that book to be confident when I meet this person. Your future spouse is very, very close. You are about to meet them any time from now on when you watch this reading. So whatever you're thinking about, Spirit is asking you, are you ready to meet this person? Do you want to maybe lose a few pounds to feel more confident in your body? Do you maybe want to buy a new shirt that really gives you confidence, okay? Do you already have a nice outfit for your first date? Spirit wants you to get ready, okay? Pile number 2, get ready. Your future spouse is very, very close. You're probably, I'm hearing you're the first one that I'm releasing, because, you know, like I do a future spouse series to keep you company as you meet your future spouse or before you meet them, right? connect you to their energy. Now, you're not gonna need me because you're gonna meet your future spouse very, very soon. It says, I'm right behind you. I'm like shocked the way the cards came out, because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna use my new deck and stuff like that. I was super excited, but the way the cards came out, I'm right behind you, okay? Spirit is saying they are around the corner. You are about to meet them anytime from now on, okay? Now, I don't want you to freak out, but just make sure that you have the outfit, the perfect outfit that you want to wear for a date. Make sure that you buy that perfume that you have been thinking about. Make sure that you sign up for a gym, maybe when you want to feel a little bit more confident. Change your diet, whatever the heck it is. Spirit is saying, get ready. You are about to meet them. They're letting you know, look your best whenever you go out so that you feel comfortable, cool, calm, and collected when they stand in front of you. Anytime soon. Do you say anytime soon? Anytime from now on, like you are about to meet them. First things first, okay? I did not expect this to come out the way it came out, because again, I have a card in my deck that says within the next couple of weeks and months. But it feels like it's not like within the next couple of weeks and months. It feels like it could happen today, it could happen next week, it could happen in 2 months. Spirit is just telling you they're in your vicinity. You are about to meet them, or for a lot of you guys, you already met the person that is your future spouse, okay? Now take that with a grain of salt, because I don't want to lead you astray thinking that a toxic person is your future spouse. Guys, I'm super excited for you, because again, the way the cards came out, I'm right behind you. Fill your body with love and passion to attract your future spouse. Pile number 2, whatever you have done the last couple of months when it comes to shadow work, working on yourself, manifesting your future spouse, getting your finances in order, getting yourself in order. Spirit is saying you are now ready to meet your future spouse. They just want you to be prepared mentally as well as physically, basically for your first date, okay? You're going to go on a date with your future spouse very, very soon. I'm actually going to do a I'm going to do a pick a card reading on what your first date is going to look like. It's coming up, okay? The next couple of episodes that I will post, it's probably going to be one where we're going to look at your first date, okay? Now let me calm down, because I'm very excited for you guys, okay? Ooh, take a deep breath with me, because I feel like I'm picking up your excitement. You're probably on the edge of your seat. I didn't see that coming. I thought this was a pick a card reading on why I will fall in love with them. But Spirit said, nope, we're going to tell pile number 2, your future spouse is very, very near. You are about to meet them. They're right around the corner. It can happen anytime from today on when you watch this reading, okay? Now let's look at the rest of the cards. Okay, give me a moment here. Pile number 2. Why you're going to fall in love with your future spouse. I'm so excited for you guys, because you're gonna be my first bride, or my first, how do you call that for guys? Sorry guys, I don't want to leave you guys out. I just don't know the word. You are a bride to be, okay? I'm just letting you know. Or you are about to be celebrating your engagement. You are very, very close to this person, okay? Now if I look at the cards, what I'm picking up here with your future spouse is, I'm going to go with the male energy for those that are looking for a male, and then I'm going to dive into the female energy if you're looking for a female, okay? So if you are looking for a male, the energy that I pick up here with you guys, or with your future spouse, is you're going to fall in love with them because they have a very hard shell. They're very, very edgy, meaning I'm almost picking up the energy of like a bad boy. And when I say that, I mean they have a way of going against the grain, being even, how can I say that? Pile number 2, I'm picking up the energy your future spouse has an energy of they're a little bit edgy, meaning from the outside they might look like a bad boy, they might look like trouble. Yeah, your future spouse looks like trouble. Now hear me out. There's an energy to your future spouse when you're looking for a man, you know, your hubby to be, your husband to be. I'm picking up the energy that I'm hearing they've done a lot of shit in their life, okay? Now, what I'm picking up here is they have a bad boy vibe, a little bit edgy, a little bit provocative, okay? I'm picking up they've went through a lot of troubles in their life, or they've made a lot of like bad mistakes or like bad judgments in their life, okay? And I'm picking up here, the reason you're going to fall in love with your future spouse is because you can see how, when they tell you about their life story, how mature they grew. I'm picking up the energy of a mature bad boy, okay? And when I say that, it means somebody who doesn't want to play games anymore. This is the type of person who, if I could describe it, because we also have here the 10 of Wands, it says oppression, and you can see like a prison energy here. Don't get me wrong, okay? I'm not saying that your future spouse comes straight out of prison. I'm not saying that at all. It's more metaphorically speaking. The energy that I pick up here is somebody who was in prison, just describing the energy, okay? Hear me out, okay? Because bad boys have a way of doing trouble or causing problems in their life, and then they have to get out of the shit, right? Okay? And I'm picking up somebody who was in prison, metaphorically speaking, or who felt the consequences of their actions. That's what I want to say. The consequences of their actions, meaning they maybe played somebody and they got their own heart broken, or maybe they did a lot of stuff, ran after women who were a thirst trap. Your future spouse has the energy of, I've been there, I've done that, I don't want that anymore. I don't want that anymore. This is a bad boy that grew up into a real man, okay? Somebody who transitioned or transformed from a bad boy who thinks they are the shit. They probably got put in their place, or spirit taught them a lot of lessons. And they became a more mature version of themselves, meaning they felt like, if I want a lady, I have to be a gentleman. Does that make sense? So I'm picking up the energy here of the reason you're going to fall in love with your future spouse is because you can see when they tell you about their story. First of all, you're going to fall in love with them because they are very, very strong. They have a very strong spirit. They have a very strong presence. Okay, their presence is strong. Again, they could also be a little bit provocative. And when I say that, it just means like they look like trouble, or they look like somebody you should not cross. Okay, so they could look very, very serious, or they could dress in a way where people are like, this person is trouble. They are a player and stuff like that. Or you shouldn't cross this person. You shouldn't start trouble with that person. Okay, now if you get to know them, you will fall in love with this person because they show you their soft side, when one could assume this person is very, very hard. Does that make sense? This person will probably also tell you, man, pie number 2, I've done a lot of shit in my life, and I just realized, like, I don't want to do that anymore. And when you look into this person's eyes, and when you hear them saying that, and when you hear this person's voice, it almost feels like a bad boy or a guy who caused a lot of trouble in their own life, how they came to a Latin, how do you say that? They had an awakening, or they had a realization, a deep realization, where they felt like, I want to change my life. I don't want to, be with a woman just for 3 months and then another woman. They're like, no, I'm looking for a wife. I'm really looking for my love. I really want to fall in love this time. I don't want to play games. I want to be in love. I want to be with the person for the rest of my life. I'm looking for a life partner. Okay, I'm picking up the energy again. There's something about their past, or something about that they've done a lot of stuff in their past that you would probably side eye. Okay, now the energy that I pick up here is you're going to fall in love with this person because the way that they speak shows you how mature they are. It almost feels like a fuck boy, or like a bad guy that grew mature. Now, if we look at a lady, I'm picking up the lady that is your future spouse. She has an energy of being a very, very strong woman, a very, very strong individual. And when I say that she went through a lot, your lady, your bride to be, your wife to be, went through a lot of shit in her life as well. Maybe because maybe she has also been a playgirl. Maybe she has been somebody who just was, looking for, how can I say that? Kind of like a woman who got their heart broken and then felt like, I'm gonna break other men's heart. Now hear me out. They're not the same person they're not the same person they were in the past, okay? There's an energy where this woman, she grew very, very mature or grew very, very strong through all the obstacles that she's went through, okay? So you're gonna feel like this is I'm hearing, whether you are looking for a male or female, you're going to fall in love with the strength of your future spouse, okay? Because I'm hearing it takes a lot of discipline to find the right way. It feels like your future spouse has been on the wrong track or has been going in the wrong direction, and then they found the right direction for themselves again. So there's an energy of you're going to fall in love with your future spouse because of their life story and the way they have changed, okay? They're gonna be very, very honest with you. They're gonna tell you, hey, I've done some dumb ass shit when I was younger, and I thought this is what I'm looking for, but I'm really not. So I'm picking up the energy. You're going to fall in love with your future spouse because of how honest they are. They're not hiding anything from you. They're going to lay all their cards on the table. They're going to tell you exactly like, I've done this, I've done that, I know it was bad, and I found my way back to God. I found my way back to, this is what I'm hearing, I found my way back to God, or I found my way back to believing in love. Like, for a long time I didn't believe in love. For a long time my heart was out of stone, or my heart was an icebox, but I don't want to be that person anymore, okay? With your future spouse, I'm picking up the energy here where they went through a big change because of some type of like consequences that led them in a very dark place, is what I'm hearing. So they did something in the past that brought them to a very dark place, and then when they meet you, you're picking up, oh my God, okay, listen. I'm picking up the energy here, yeah. Oh yeah, your spirit, I wanted to say your future spouse is here. Your spirit guides are here, okay, listen. I'm seeing a specific scene here where you look at the eyes of your future spouse, and you might see a little bit, yeah, this is what we're talking about, because they look serious, they look edgy, they look like trouble, they look like they don't care about love, or they have like a strong presence, like a woman who's really, really confident and she walks and you get the vibe of, I don't need a man, or the energy of a man who looks like all he cares about is like hustling, making money and stuff like that, okay? And then when they approach you, because I'm picking up the energy here that there's going to be something particular about their eyes, okay? They're going to tell you a lot about what has happened in their life, and I'm also hearing how they found their way back to like love or believing in love, or how they found their way back to spirituality, to God, whatever the heck it is, okay? I'm hearing they found their way back to the right thing, to doing the right thing of some sort, okay? Because they have been very, very jaded in the past, okay? Now, if you look into this person's eyes, I'm picking up the energy. When you will have a conversation with them, you're actually going to see that their eyes are becoming watery or glossy, almost as if they are about to cry or tear up when they talk about their past. That's how deeply affected they were with their own bullshit and what they've done in the past, okay? And I'm picking up the energy. This is what I was talking about, because they look very, very serious, but when you talk to them, you see there's something very special about their eyes. You can see that they speak the truth, and again, they might be a little bit emotional, telling you about what they've been through or what they've done or the way that they used to live or how they were jaded and stuff like that. There's an energy of you're going to fall in love with your future spouse because of their honesty, okay? And again, I'm picking up the energy. There's gonna be a particular moment where you both are looking into each other's eyes, okay? You're both looking into each other's eyes, and I'm picking up this person might have like tears in their eyes, or yeah, because I'm picking up the energy where, oh, listen, pie number 2, there's a lot coming through, so bear with me. I'm picking up the energy here that your future spouse is somebody who's very, very careful with the people that are around them. I think they got burned before, meaning they don't trust nobody. Your future spouse doesn't trust anybody, okay? And I think you're going to fall in love with this person because when you guys talk to each other, you will feel like they must trust me in order to tell me that, okay? There's an energy of this person is going to make you feel like you don't have to dig into their past, or you don't have to dig. You don't have to research about them because they lay everything on the table. I'm hearing I respect your honesty is what I'm picking up here. Okay? And again, there's a moment where you guys would talk and I'm hearing you touch their heart, okay? There's something about if this person was jaded or had a heart, out of ice, you would be the one with your warm hand, okay, to touch this person's heart and make it melt. I'm picking up the energy. You're going to fall in love with your future spouse. Yeah, there's something very edgy about them, but again, you're going to fall in love with how hard and strong they are, because they're a very strong individual. They went through a lot. They have a lot of ambition. They know how to be strong when it comes to adversity in life. This is a very, very strong individual, okay? They went through a lot. For example, this would be the type of person who already went through a failed business, already went through a failed marriage, and you know how much strength you need to get out of that shit, right? That's the energy that I pick up here. They have a very, very strong spirit. You're going to fall in love with them because you see them as like a warrior. You see them as like a survivor, or you see them as somebody who really turned their life around 360. Okay? I'm picking up you're going to fall in love with this person because, again, somehow in your presence, they become really, really soft. I'm picking up, first of all, they're very, very intelligent, okay? Your future spouse is very intelligent. You're probably going to fall in love with how they're really good at speaking. They're really good at convincing people. They're really good at creating their future, but they have not always been like that, okay? Again, they felt the consequences of their own actions, but at the same time, I also pick up the energy of they probably went through a lot of backstabbing in the past. They probably went through a lot of energy where they thought they could trust somebody, but they couldn't. And that made them hard. That made them cold, okay? You're going to fall in love with your future spouse again because they are very mentally very, very strong. This is a person who has a strong head on their shoulders, meaning this is not a person that gives up. I'm hearing they conquered a lot in life, and again, you will feel like this person is really strong. I'm hearing this is the strongest, smartest person you've ever met, okay? With the Knight of Swords, there's an energy of, yeah, because I keep picking up the energy of somebody who looks cold on the outside, but then when you sit next to them, you see their eyes, and I'm hearing their eyes are so warm, whereas their facial expression might be cold, okay? Let me get a few more cards here. I'm also picking up you're going to fall in love with this person because they are intuitive, okay? I'm hearing they have some type of intuitive energy to them, okay? So when they speak, I'm picking up when they speak, you're going to fall in love with them because I'm hearing you could listen to them for hours, okay? I'm also hearing you're going to fall in love with this person's voice. I'm hearing you're going to fall in love with this person because the way that they are perceived in the first moment is not who they truly are. With this card, I pick up the energy here. You never felt so comfortable being free in the presence of a person. there's an energy where, you know how in the beginning when you have a date and you feel like, oh, what am I going to say? I hope this date is not going to go awkward. Okay, there's an energy you're going to fall in love with them, because there's an energy of you feel really, really comfortable around them to be yourself. Yeah, that's what it is. It feels like this person is somebody who tells you exactly what they think. They tell you what they worry about. It feels like they are an open book. And I'm picking up for a lot of you guys, you are an open book as well. Okay, there's something about, this is how I feel. I'm also picking up the energy here that they're the type of person to speak about how they feel. So they have a very vulnerable side to them, yet they are very, very strong and could be perceived as somebody who's cold, but they're not. They're just cold because they got burned, or they're distant. They're distant because they got backstabbed in the past here. Okay, we also have the card, I'm stubborn but willing to change. Okay, I'm picking up what you're going to fall in love with this person because, let me get one more card here. We also have here, you will have to make a decision between two people. Okay, so there might be an energy of you will be looking at two people, and there's an energy both want to be in a serious commitment or relationship with you, and you will have to make a decision here. Okay, for some of you guys, but I don't want to tap into that too much here. What is pile number 2 going to fall in love with? Or why are they falling in love with their future spouse here? I'm hearing they grew up to be a real gentleman, or like a very, very beautiful lady, although they went through all of that. So number 2, I'm picking up the energy here of, you know, like people don't change. But I personally don't agree with that statement. Okay. This is the type of person that would really change because they are in love with you. I'm also hearing you're going to fall in love with how many changes they make because they love you. There's something about you're going to notice a big change in the way that they talk, in the way that they treat you, and there's something about, but I'm picking up the energy of like an ex-lover. So to be honest with you, I think it's a little bit mixed here. There's an old energy that might want to come back for somebody out here, so be aware of that. Okay, I think when you meet your future spouse, there's also going to be like another person who wants to come back into your life. For others of you, you already met your future spouse here, and maybe the description really fits to the person that you're currently talking to. Okay, and then for others of you, you might be a little bit surprised that you will be interested in two people, but one, you will notice who the one is based upon their eyes. Okay, there's something about their eyes. You will see something in their eyes that you don't see in the other person. Okay, and what I'm hearing, you see the love that they have for you in their eyes. So you will see that a person is truly and madly in love with you. You will see that with your future spouse here. Okay, and the other person, there's something about their eyes that, I don't know. I'm hearing you will fall, like what you will love about your future spouse is like when you look at them, you can see that they love you. I don't know how else to explain it. It feels like they might even like, you know, become very, very emotional when they talk about their feelings for you. Something about they're vulnerable, or they show their soft side to you. Okay. Let's see, your future spouse here. I'm also picking up the energy you're going to fall in love with your future spouse because they're very, very quick. Meaning what you're going to notice is they want to talk to you. They want to see you. When you say, you know, hey, do you have time? Very spontaneously. Their message would be, I will be there in 1 hour. No question. Yeah, that's what it is. There's something about, there's no question. There's no question about if I like you or not, I'm telling you. Or something about, they're going to be very, very fast. Okay, they might be the type of person that wants to go on vacation with you very, very fast. Or again, there's something, they're the type of person you guys had a date and they would call, you know, like to be more in your energy, or something about, yeah, it feels like they're fast with their actions. So they want to see you. When you ask, hey, do you have time? Very spontaneously, they're like, I will be there in 1 hour. They're not gonna say, oh, I have to look because of work and stuff like that. No, they're very, very quick to come to you. I'm hearing this energy of like, they're very, very quick to come to you. They're very, very quick to, they're very, very quick. Yeah, they're very, okay, listen. I'm picking up the energy that your future spouse will fall in love with you very, very fast. Oh, look at the card. You will be meeting your future spouse within the next few weeks, months. So Spirit is just confirming you are about to meet them here. Okay? I'm hearing there's gonna be a very intimate, there's gonna be a very intimate night where you will know that they're the one for you because they open up, they show their heart. And it's hard for them because they've been backstabbed. They've went through a lot of like, they've went through a lot of stuff here, okay? There's gonna be a specific night where you guys will have a date and they will open up about everything. They will tell you, hey, I love you. And it's really hard for me to say this because I usually don't trust people and it's hard for me to talk about my feelings, but I've done the mistake in the past to not tell somebody that I love them. I've made the mistake again, this is going to be the conversation that you will have with them and you're going to be like, whoa. They're so honest to the point where I'm like really surprised. I've never heard somebody talk so openly about their feelings or admit to their mistakes as much as they do. They're also the type of person to, I'm also picking up the energy of like they are a real gentleman, but again, you would not think that they are a gentleman or they really have changed, okay? I'm hearing they went through they went through something big in their life. So Spirit basically like brought a situation into this person's life that really made them realize, I am looking for love. I'm looking for a life partner. I'm looking for the woman, the man of my life. I believe in love, okay? Because they have been jaded or again, something has happened or they went through a lot of consequences of stupid actions, okay? And again, nobody's perfect. They're not, okay? They're just perfect for us, but that doesn't mean that they're perfect. We all make mistakes. But with this card here, they're also the type of person here to let you walk into a door before them. So they're the type of person to hold the door and you walk before them. Okay, there's something about, they're very polite. They have really, really good manners. And it's so funny because contradicting, they might look like a gangster, they might look really edgy, they might look like, like a rock star, not like a rock star, but like, like edgy with leather and spikes and stuff like that, or they might look like, like a woman with high heels and the way she walks is very like, a very strong walk, but then she has a very soft and sweet side to her, or she comes off as a little bit distant, but then when you hear what this person went through, you understand why they're distant, and they're going to tell you that they don't want to do the same mistakes they've done in the past with you. There's going to be a very honest conversation between the two of you where you're going to feel like this is my person, because I'm hearing I respect your honesty, I respect that you opened up to me. There's gonna be a very strong energy of I love you, pile number one. This is what I'm hearing. This is the type of person to make a big fuss out of telling you that they love you. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm hearing they have really good manners. I'm also picking up the energy here, I'm picking up the energy here. You're going to fall in love with your future spouse because despite of them being very, very busy, they always have time for you. I feel like your future spouse is a busy person, but I think you're actually going to like that about them, meaning they have a lot of things going in their life. Okay, there's a lot that they do, a lot of things that they have to, I keep hearing they are very mature. It feels like you're going to fall in love with this person's maturity despite of their past or because of their past. Something about, I've been looking for a mature gentleman, I've been looking for a mature lady who wants a life partner. Okay, something about a mature relationship, mature conversations. Something about you're going to fall in love with how mature your conversations are, or how mature they are in telling you that they love you, how mature they are when it comes to setting up a date, when it comes to owning up to mistakes, when it comes to telling you about things that are ugly because they want to be truthful and honest with you, okay? Something about you, I'm hearing you're going to fall in love with your future spouse because they are the most mature woman, man you've ever met. Point blank period, okay? There's also going to be a moment where, I don't know why I picked this up, but I'm picking up the energy where they're probably going to put your hair behind your ear, or something about not feeding you, but you guys are eating, and I'm picking up the energy they're going to, yeah, there's something about your future spouse will share something with you, okay? Because if I look at this card, I pick up the energy of like, they're going to share something with you. Yeah, they're going to share something with you that they usually don't, or they're sharing their food, or they might be giving you their keys to the apartment. Something about, it's like the moment where you know this person trusts you, or the moment where you know that they love you. But again, the reason why you're going to fall in love with them is their maturity. You're going to really appreciate how mature they are in conversations, how mature they are when it comes to dating. Just their maturity, even how mature they are when it comes to their future, okay? Let me get a few more cards here. What is pile number 2 going to fall in love with? The interesting thing is I pick up the energy that Spirit doesn't want me to tell you too much about your future spouse, okay? Because you're about to meet them anyway. Does that make sense? It almost feels like we don't have to tell you much about them because you're about to meet them anyway, okay? What is pile number 2 going to love about their future spouse here? Let's see. Tropical memories. Interesting. I told you, didn't I say there might be somebody who wants to go on vacations with you very fast? I'm hearing they are a fast mover. They're very quick to tell you that they fell in, and again, I feel like they're not the type of person to do that, okay? They might even be telling you, like, I have a hard time. Like, there's something about, this time I want to make it right, or this time I want to be the right man, the right woman. Tropical memories. There's definitely going to be a lot of vacation between the two of you. Is pile number 2 going to fall in love with their future spouse? Pile number 2, I'm going to extend this reading on Patreon, okay? I'm just going to ask Spirit what else they want you to know about your future spouse, okay? Because pile number 1 had a different extended, but with you guys, just maybe what Spirit wants you to know before you meet them, okay? Or what they want you to know about them. What they want you to know about them, yeah. Why is pile number 2 going to fall in love with them? 3 of Wands, the World card. The future. The future. You're going to fall in love with this person because they have the same vision of the future as you do. You're going to fall in love with this person because they're a very, very disciplined person. Something about discipline, something about the future. There's something about what you saw for yourself in the future. They have the same vision as you. Why are you going to fall in love with your future spouse? What is it about them? I'm also hearing, yeah, you're falling in love with them because they're fearless. You perceive them as fearless, as bold, intelligent, mature, okay, polite. But at the same time, they have like an edgy side to them, okay? Yeah, something edgy. Why are you going to fall in love with them? I'm hearing they don't go by the rules. Yeah, there's something intuitive about your future spouse. Whether they are aware of it or not, when you talk to them, you will feel like they are intuitive, or they maybe intuitively say what you're thinking. They might be intuitively inviting you to a place that you always wanted to go to. They might be intuitively calling you when you think of them. So what I'm picking up here is you're going to fall in love with your future spouse because you feel like you're really in sync with them, if that makes sense, or they're really, really in sync with your energy here. Okay, something about your future spouse will make you feel, I'm hearing they're gonna make you feel wanted. Now hear me out. I feel like for a lot of you guys, you went through situations where you were questioning a man or a woman whether or not they really want you, okay? I'm picking up the energy here. You're going to fall in love with your future spouse because they, again, first of all, the way that they articulate themselves. You're gonna love this person's voice in the way that they speak, in the way that they think. You're gonna love the way that this person thinks about the future, the way this person, I'm also hearing, owns up to mistakes. I don't know why. They're very, very mature. Okay, they're a person who grows from their mistakes and not hides. They don't hide their mistakes. Now, another thing that I pick up here, this is like your ex, to be honest. For some of you guys, this is like an ex-lover here who's salty because you found the love of your life, or again, you might have to make a decision between two people, but you will see the difference in the eyes, okay? Now, what I'm picking up here is you're going to fall in love with your future spouse, or what makes you melt is the energy of there's gonna be a hint of I really want you. Yeah, there's something about you're going to fall in love with this person because they're very truthful and honest. So they would probably also say, hey, I'm a little bit jealous. I don't want to cause any drama, but I just want to let you know, like, I'm a little bit jealous with the situation. Can you like maybe clarify? Something along, I don't know. I keep feeling like this person is really good at speaking. And if you think about it, you know, it sounds very like mundane, you know, they're very mature. But if you think about why do relationships not last? Because of immaturity, because somebody's not mature enough to own up to mistakes, is not mature enough to have a real conversation, is not mature enough to tell you that they love you. Do you see where I'm going here? It's like there's something about, if you look at your future spouse, you feel like this can really work based upon their personality. There's something, I keep hearing you're going to fall in love with them because you feel like they are mature. The way that they treat you as mature is like a gentleman-like or ladylike. But you also think about the future, how if they already are this way, owning up to mistakes, talking openly about what they feel, this also makes a marriage easier. This makes, you know, this gives a relationship or a marriage more potential to last. Does that make sense? Let's see, let me get one more card here. What would pie number 2 fall in love with when it comes to their future spouse? But again, it feels like Spirit doesn't want me because I talked about a lot of stuff and it was really not on topic. So I keep hearing like change of plans here. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. I'm hearing you're going to fall in love with them because they take love seriously, or they take relationships seriously. Or also hearing you're going to fall in love with this person because they will help you with everything. Now when I say that, I mean they're the type of person to, if you say you want to build a table, they're coming like, hey, I'm gonna do that for you. There's something about you can always count on this person, or there's something about they offer their help without you asking, or something about like, I keep hearing, because I watched the video of Trisha and Moses and I saw, because she wanted to, you know, set up her ASMR and stuff like that, and he did everything for her. He was making sure that the lights are okay. He helped her with putting on her press-on nails because she was pregnant. Ooh, I keep hearing like they're like, you will look at your future spouse and feel like they're the perfect person to have children with, because you have been looking for that type of man, that type of woman to raise your children in case you do want to have children. But it feels like, yeah, it feels like they're very, very helpful, okay? They're always there to help, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, look at that. I'm also hearing you're going to love how slowly they take things with you, or how they're not rushing. Something about how slowly, yeah, they would take their time to get to know you. They're very, very not slow. How can I say that? I keep hearing they really take their time to listen to you. I get a few more cards here. What will pie number 2 love about their future stars here? The moon. Yeah, there's something spiritual, something intuitive about this person that you're going to fall in love with. Listen, a bad boy that turned into a gentleman, or a very, very strong lady who knows how to make things work in her life, and she's not looking for a man to be a gold digger, right? Or for a woman to, you know, be a gold digger. And then at the same time, they're also spiritual. They also believe in God. I mean, that's an interesting combination, isn't it? I'm hearing you're also going to fall in love with this person's imagination and visions, okay? They're a very imaginative person, and the moon is Pisces energy. Let's see, what are you going to fall in love with, or why will you fall in love with them? The Chariot. There's a vacation that would take place between the two of you that is going to be the most beautiful vacation you've ever had in your entire life. This is when you're really gonna fall in love with this person, and I know I said that in a reading before a few months ago. The Chariot. You're going to fall in love with this person's ambition. They are a very ambitious, visionary person who has a lot of things going in their life. Okay, and they're like a very strong individual. Again, I feel like they somehow conquered something big in their life, and you're gonna be like, wow, this person's really full of strength. And if they, yeah, there's something about, you're gonna fall in love with this person's strength, their strong character, their strong story, how they're strong enough to change or own up to mistakes of some sort. Okay, one last card here, the Knight of Cups. And I said in the beginning, they might come off a little bit cold or distant. And then, yeah, I feel like this is going to be the most romantic, holiday vacation you've ever had. The Knight of Cups here, you see. So in essence, your future spouse is a hopeless romantic. So what you're really gonna fall in love with how contradicting their personality is when you meet them. There's certain things that really contradict themselves when you meet this person, but as soon as they trust you, you will see they will have a very, very sweet side to them. They're the type of person to plan a romantic vacation. They're the type of person to, you know, like do a candlelight dinner. They have a very romantic side to them. Isn't it interesting how we started off your reading? You're gonna fall in love with this person because I'm hearing they're gonna make you feel desired, they're gonna make you feel loved, but they also have like a very, very soft side to them that is almost like hopeless romantic, or something about you're gonna fall in love with them because they are because of all of the romantic dates, because of all of the romantic vacations and stuff like that. Okay, that's beautiful. Yeah, okay, my beautiful pie number. Yeah, despite of being busy, they have time to set up a romantic date. They have time to, you know, I'm also picking up, yeah, this is the type, oh, listen, we talked about it in pie number 3 and in the last reading, that they're the type of person to buy you roses, to write you a love letter. Yes, absolutely. You thought these people are not there anymore? They are. They're the type of person to dedicate a beautiful, sweet love song to you. But again, in the beginning, you will look like, this person looks like trouble. Look at him, look at her. Or she doesn't need no man. And then they're also the type of person to give you like kikis, or again, to even bring your mom flowers. Listen, they have a very, very romantic side to them, and nobody would think they are this romantic as they are. Okay, Okay, my beautiful pie number 2, I'm going to extend this reading on Patreon now. We're just going to look at what Spirit wants you to know about this person. This is just extra information because, again, you're about to meet them. So what else do they want you, or what do they want you to know before you meet your future spouse? This is what I'm going to ask Spirit, and I'm going to see you in the extended in case you want to. The link is down in the description box, and if not, I'm going to see you in my next one. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pie number 3. How are you guys doing? So you chose this beautiful image here. So we're gonna look at why you will fall in love with your future spouse, or what makes you melt, what makes you realize that you're in love with them, okay? I already laid out all your cards. I just had to take a sip of water. A sip of water. Okay. So let me channel the energy first, and then we're going to talk about it together, okay? Where I'm going to show you the cards. Pile number 3. Okay, this is going to get cheesy, but this is what I'm picking up from your future spouse, okay? I'm picking up the energy. Why you're going to fall in love with your future spouse is... I'm picking up there's gonna be a moment where I'm picking up the energy here. I created my own deck of oracle cards for the future spouse reading. That's what they look like. I love them. They're amazing. The first card that came out for you is, if there are boundaries, I would try to knock them down. What I pick up with the energy here from your future spouse is you're going to fall in love with your future spouse because they fight for you. When I say that, I mean no matter what it is, it doesn't matter what stands in the way between the two of you. May that be distance, may that be cultural differences, may that be your dad not liking them. They're gonna try everything and anything under the sun to make your dad like them, and I'm hearing they're gonna succeed, okay? I'm picking up the energy. You're going to fall in love with your future spouse because they fight for you. To keep it really short and simple, your future spouse really fights for you. So there's probably going to be a situation between you and your future spouse where they will have to fight for you. Yeah, I'm picking up for some of you guys this is long distance. Okay, I'm picking up for a lot of you guys there probably is a long distance touch to it. Okay, this could just be like, you know, being in different cities, but this could also be cultural differences. This could even be differences in, I don't know, it doesn't matter what it is. I keep hearing it doesn't matter what it is. This person is going to fight for you, okay? I'm hearing when you have doubts, this person is going to fight for you. There's, for some reason, I keep feeling like this person is gonna fight for you. Something about, yeah, I'm hearing they're going to fight for you to bring you to them. So I think they're living in a different city, in a different country, to be honest with you. Or there's an energy of something is shaking up the relationship here. Let me see maybe what it is. Why is this card here? If there are boundaries, what are the boundaries? Page of Pentacles. Okay, there could be a difference in status. Okay, there could be a difference where this person is a little bit like, okay. So what I'm picking up here is, for some of you guys, your future spouse, first of all, the card came out celebrity, high social status, public figure. So for a lot of you guys, your future spouse is somebody well respected. They could be a celebrity, they could be of high social status, meaning owning a company, or they have to make sure, like they have to take care of their reputation is basically what I'm hearing, or they are the leader, the head of something here. They don't have to be a celebrity. For some of you guys, they will be, or they are a rising celebrity. Or they could be somebody on social media. For others of you, they could just be of high social status, meaning they come from a family of a high social status, okay, or this could just be a person who has to take care of their reputation. They might be doing big things. We have the King of Wands, the King of Pentacles. This could definitely be a business owner. This could definitely be like a manager or the head of something. So they're definitely the leader or the head of something. May that be like one position under the boss, or quite literally boss. One position under the boss or the chef, or they're quite literally the chef or the boss of something here, okay? They could also be a public figure as well, depending on, like, it doesn't matter to which extent, you know. We have like A celebrities, B and C and stuff like that. They could even be like an author, you know, or something along those lines. So it's not like paparazzis are following them. And for some of you guys, you could quite literally meet somebody who has some type of like celebrity energy to them, okay? Because the card came out. If the card comes out, it comes out. We also have here opening doors. And for some reason, we have the Four of Wands here, which usually stands for, first of all, committed relationship, but at the same time it also stands for home. And then we have here the opening doors. So there's something about, I'm picking up, there's gonna be a problem. Hear me out. It's not necessarily a problem, but it feels like there's something keeping you distant from each other. I don't know what it is. With the Page of Pentacles, I'm picking up the energy. This might be what I'm actually hearing. And we also have the Star card here, right? The Star card in Tarot usually describes a star, okay? A rising star, in whichever form they embody that. What I'm picking up here is you might feel very, very intimidated by your future spouse. I'm not gonna lie. I'm picking up the energy. You're gonna feel intimidated by them. You're gonna feel like they're too good for you. You're going to feel like you don't know if you are ready for your relationship to be public, or you're ready for somebody of such a high status, or there's something about you don't, or there's even this energy of like you don't know if this person can be loyal to you because there's such a catch. There's something either it's going to be your mind. Yeah, there's something about, I feel like you're going to be intimidated by your future spouse to the point where you might run. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, because I saw you running away and they're running after you. Okay, so I'm picking up the energy here that when it comes to your future spouse, you're going to feel like they are too good to be true. I don't know why, okay? There's something about, no, I'm hearing I don't trust somebody, like, picture perfect, you are picture perfect for me. But it's almost as if somebody who wants to manifest something, like, oh, you know, I want to become like a celebrity, or I want to become a star, or I want to be a public figure. And then when they manifest it, they're like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. Like somebody who gets cold feet. Pie number 3, you're going to get cold feet with your future spouse. There's something about like, they're going to intimidate you because it almost feels like the universe is going to bless you with your future spouse and you're going to be like, me? Are you sure I am the right person for them? Like, look at me, or look at them. They're like miles ahead in their career. They're miles ahead. I'm also picking up there might be an age difference, but there's something about like, I'm hearing you're going to be really, really intimidated by them. And it's nothing bad, okay? With the King of Pentacles, they're well established when it comes to their career. Again, they could be a business owner. They could be somebody who works with bigger people. They could be a celebrity, somebody of social status, or a public figure. And I think that's what's going to scare you. Yeah, okay? Because I'm picking up the energy. I saw how you ran away and they were running after you. You're going to question why they chose you. Like you don't understand why they chose you, because I'm hearing you feel like they're too big for you, or their life is too extravagant, or their life is too different from yours. You love this person, but I feel like there's gonna be a moment where you feel like you want to run away because you get cold feet. It almost feels like a blessing that is so big that you run away from it. That's what I'm picking up here. Yeah, it feels like, and this is the moment where you're going to fall in love with them because they're gonna run after you. Okay, this is not a runner chaser energy that I pick up here. This is really, I have cold feet and I'm gonna hide because I cannot handle how much I feel for them, or what a catch they are. And they're gonna run after you. Like nothing can stop them from approaching you. This is the moment where you're going to fall in love with them. When you're hiding, they're looking for you. Do you see that here? I don't know why you are scared, but I keep picking up here, you're gonna be scared of them. With the opening doors, I'm also picking up here, you're going to fall in love with your future spouse. Yeah, they're gonna open doors for you that you didn't think would be possible, or something. There's also an energy of like, again, long distance or moving in together because of the distance of some sort here. Let me get a few more cards here. What is the celebrity or social status about? Yeah, look at that, the Queen of Pentacles. We have the King of... Okay, listen, I don't want to cry. I do not want to cry, okay? And the World card. Okay, listen. Pile number 3, listen. I'm gonna say it how I see it. We have the King and the Queen of Pentacles here, okay? The King and the Queen of Pentacles. Now, if you look at... Oh, that's so cute. Okay, so if you look at the lady here, she is naked. If you look at her, you don't see anything that screams like abundance, or... What I'm trying to say here is, here you can see she is clothed. Do you see it? Say it like that. She's dressed. She has a golden dress on, meaning like, again, high social status of some sort here. But here she's naked. There's like, the energy that I pick up here is, the universe is saying here that your future spouse has been looking for a man or a woman like you. Because how can I even describe that energy? It's really hard for me to describe it, because I keep feeling like you're gonna run away from them because it feels like it's too good to be true, or you're gonna feel like you're not the right person for them. They should choose somebody that is on their level. But the reason why they chose you is because the people on their level are all, I'm hearing they're all fake, all shady, and they wanna, like, your future spouse is gonna fall in love with, like, they're seeing you as a naked beauty. You need nothing, no possession, no social status, no nothing. They're purely in love with your soul and your spirit and your personality, but you're gonna feel like, my personality is not enough, I should have more, when such a man, such a woman stands in front of me. Does that make sense? So you're gonna run away from them, and they're gonna fight for you, and that's the moment where you fall in love with them, okay? It almost feels like, I don't know how to explain that energy here. There's gonna be a moment where they really, really fight for you, because you might be fighting your own blessing here. I'm hearing, yeah, there's something about, you think they can have better men or better women, but they don't want anybody but you. But you're gonna be like, why do you want me? Okay. Pile number 3, you're going to fall in love with your future spouse because they don't give up, they don't stop. They show you that they want you, they don't give up and they don't stop, okay? They would be the type of person to run after you, okay? To drive to your home and knock on your door because you didn't respond to their text message, okay? This is in a very innocent way, don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about anything toxic. This is a very healthy energy of fighting for what you want. This is a man or a woman who's gonna show up at your door, or even leave you like a message of like, hey, I want to talk to you, you know? 'Cause I don't know why you're gonna hide. You're gonna hide. What is the opening doors about? I'm hearing you're going to fall in love with them because you're going to fall in love with your future spouse because this person is a very, very passionate person, okay? This is a person who is very fun to be around. They make you laugh, okay? They make you laugh. They show you that they want you, but you're not used to that energy, I feel like. Page of Wands. Yeah, you're shy. I keep feeling like you're shy here. you're gonna be a little bit shy, whether or not you are ready for this life. Whether or not you are ready for this life, whether or not you are ready to walk next to them, or to really, you know, relocate with them. But I'm picking up what you're gonna love about them again is how they fight for you. Why is pie number 3 falling in love with their future spouse here? Let's see. It's you because no one else makes sense. I feel like your future spouse has a poetic vibe to them. I'm hearing they always find the right words to show you how beautiful you are, or to make you feel deeply and unconditionally loved. I keep hearing your future spouse, you're gonna fall in love with them because they, I don't know, there's something about they're gonna adjust their life to your life. I don't know what the heck that means, okay? It feels like they're gonna adjust their schedule to your schedule. Like this person really wants you. I keep feeling like this energy of like, you are, like I want you. Don't run away from me. Why are you going to fall in love with them? Mars versus Venus. I feel like your story is going to be a little bit dramatic, not because they're toxic, but I feel like because you're scared. You're going to be a little bit scared here, pie number 3. We have here Mars versus Venus. Yeah, I keep hearing you're going to have a little bit of doubt, but this person is going to... Oh, I'm hearing this person is going to make love to you, even in bed. Like there's something about like... I'm hearing you're scared of love, or you might be scared. I keep feeling this energy of like, I'm scared to fall in love, or I'm scared to have this beautiful life. Pie number 3. For some reason, they're so perfect that in your mind you feel like it's going to be dangerous to surrender to them. Because you feel like there's such a catch that it makes you question if you can handle this. Let me get one last card. What are you going to love about them? Okay, I'm going to show you the card. We have here wealthy couple. Pie number 3. I think what you're, yeah, there's something, I keep feeling this person, like your future spouse is really gonna love you. This is like the type of person who fights for love, who is going to you know, go to the airport to stop you. This is the type of person to like stand in front of your window and scream, you should come down, because they want to talk to you. Like, I don't know what the heck that is about. I'm hearing you're gonna fall in love with them because of the way that they hug you, the way that they love you, even if you feel unworthy. Or even if you feel, like you don't deserve it, because I keep feeling like a lot of people would be like, oh, you know, that's a catch, you know, I want somebody like that. But you're like, no, I don't know if I can handle this. And that makes your future spouse fall in love with you even more. So there's something about, I'm hearing, I love you for loving me, or I love you for loving me with my naked truth or my naked soul. You're gonna fall in love with this person's jokes, this person's laugh or smiling, or like their smile. Are you going to fall in love with them, pie number 3? Why are you going to fall in love with them? Let me get one more card here. Why are you falling in love with them? The World card. I'm hearing you're going to fall in love with your future spouse because of their wisdom. This is like a very wise person here. 7 of Wands. They're very protective over you. I'm hearing resilience. You're going to fall in love with your future spouse there because I'm hearing they make you part of their life. They open doors for you that you didn't think would be possible. Strength card. I'm hearing how considerate and compassionate they are with you, how patient they will be with you. Because again, this urge is so strong. Your future spouse really wants you, but I think again you're gonna be a little bit scared. Okay. And I also feel a resistance here. It almost feels like you don't want to fall in love because you are scared that they find somebody better than you because you perceive them as better than you, if that makes sense. Okay. Pile number 3. That was an interesting reading. I'm going to extend this reading now on Patreon if you want to find out a little bit more. Okay. I'm gonna look at the dynamic between you, like the relationship here. To be honest, I don't know what I'm gonna look at, but I'm gonna get a few cards because I want to know why you are scared. Okay, and I also want to know a little bit more about them because if you listened to the reading, it was a lot about you. But it feels like your future spouse adjusts their life or their schedule to you. So you are the star of the show for them. Or you are... Yeah, it feels like you are... I'm hearing you rock my world. I'm hearing you rock my world. So I'm gonna put the song down in the description box. It's by Michael Jackson, You Rock My World, if you want to tap into the energy a little bit more. But I'm gonna extend this reading now on Patreon, because I feel like this was a lot about you. So let's talk about them, okay? Okay, the link is down in the description box. I love you guys. If not, I'm going to see you in my next one.